So when I think of my testimony, I don't really think of a beginning or an end. I feel like I'm still currently in my testimony right now and still learning ways that God is still changing my life and still has changed my life in the past without even me realizing it. Ever since I was little, I actually believed in a God or believed in a higher power. I just didn't know who he was or what he was, or even I didn't even believe that I had to go to church every Sunday or go worship him or go do any of that. And then I met my wife, Elizabeth, and we started talking more and discussing more and going to church. She actually grew up in church and wanted me more to get involved. I've known her for the past, I'd say 11 years, and I always knew she was a church goer or a really religious person, but I never thought of me being that type of person just because of the way I grew up. But I feel like there was always something missing, and I didn't know that was God, actually. So I was going through a kind of a dark time back, I'd say 4 or 5 years ago, with just work and trying to build a relationship with my current wife. And just, I didn't know where to go. I was kind of in a depressed state with work, and the fact that I was willing to go to church and trying to learn really helped me understand more of who he is and how he acts and what we need to do as human beings. And at first, I honestly was just going because of her. I wanted to learn in the back of my mind, but I wasn't fully invested in it. I was just going because I saw a future with her. She was my wife. I wanted to kind of make her happy in a sense, and I knew church was a huge thing and God was a huge part of her life. And I honestly just went because I had respect for her and I just wanted to learn more and kind of just follow her instead of kind of doing my own thing. Again, I was just going to go. And then I started to see how God was changing in my life. It's crazy to think about it too, because the fact that in 2016 or 17, whenever I was going through that depression state or anything with my job and some other things that were going on with my life, God was still working in the background, but I didn't know. And I didn't take an effect. I didn't even think about it. I just was good things are starting to happen for me and I'm getting out of this state that I'm in. But now that I look back at it, it's kind of a relief that even though I didn't believe in God or I didn't worship him, I didn't go to him, he was still working in the background to help me and to help my relationship. I wanted to learn more, and I wanted to kind of show my respect and my due diligence to God and kind of learn more about myself and how he's actually helping me. When we first started coming to Higher Vision, I honestly thought it was going to be another church that we were going to on Sunday. We wanted to try out a smaller church, local community, because we grew up out here in the North Valleys. And it's actually funny, so let me backtrack actually. So I work on Mount Rose Highway and I live up in Golden Valley. So that's literally on the other side of town. And one of my clients, she came in one day and we were just talking, and she literally actually mentioned this new church that they were starting in North Valleys. And I was like, oh, that's cool, in North Valleys, that's where I'm from. What church is it? And she was like, it's called Higher Vision. We just started planning it. We're coming up on our year mark. You should really go check it out. I never really took an effect of it. I was just we'll try it out later. It's cool that they're starting that and everything. But about a week or two later, my wife's mom actually drives by Higher Vision every day on her way to work, and she was like, yeah, you guys need to go try out this new church. So now I'm starting to think again, God is doing things in the background that I'm not even looking at, and he's getting more and more people to tell us to go try this church. Maybe this is the one that's gonna help me and help me get more involved. We decided to go. We came, we met a couple people. We were kind of in and out. It was our first time going here, so we were let's just go in, get out, kind of see it. And then the second time we came, and it was more, we stayed a little bit after for 5 minutes, met someone, and then it was on their anniversary. The 1-year anniversary of Higher Vision is actually when I feel like my testimony really begins, because during that service and during the praising and the worshiping and the singing, something came over me where I was laughing during the singing, I was crying, I was tearing up of joyfulness, not kind of a depression or anything. I felt the Holy Spirit or God just pulling on me, touching me, this is your time, here you go. At the very end, pastor felt on his heart that someone here wanted to learn more about God, and me and him made eye contact, and then ever since then I've been joined a small group, learning more about God. I'm doing discipleship, trying to learn and understand. Like, I've never picked up a Bible out of all, like, in the past 29 years of my life, I've never read the Bible. I maybe read some quotes on the internet and things like that, but I never actually picked it up. And now that I'm actually learning about it and reading it and understanding it, it kind of makes more sense of how things have happened in my life in the past. And then I got baptized December last year and got saved, and now ever since then I'm just excited to go to church. I look forward to it. I make sure my day is ready for church on Sundays, and I'm just here to learn more about God and see how I can do my part. So my name is Johnny, and God has changed my life.